Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from every part of the world that you're from. My name is Yetunde. I'm that girl Yeti. I'm an outdoor and lifestyle blogger. And today we have a wonderful guest here. She's going to be answering questions about first time home ownership. She's Joyce Fadubar. She's the president CEO of Pavilion Homes. You're welcome, Ma.
Thank you so much here today. I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to answer all the questions that you have today. I'm sure your viewers will learn a lot from me today. And I also want to say that you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Keep at it, and God is going to bless your hustle.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, in this market, I know a lot of people have questions to ask about home ownership. I want to own a home, and I know a lot of my subscribers too want to own a home. So, that's why we have you here. So, can you please tell us what are the 5 major things that we should look out for as first time home owners?
Okay. All right. So, as prospective home buyers, there's so many things to that you want to look out for, or you want to think about before you start that journey of owning a home. So, like you said you want 5 major things to talk about.
Yes.
So, the first one I will talk about is savings. You know that if you want to purchase anything, you need money to be able to make your dream come true.
Yes.
So we find that a lot of Americans do not save. So the first thing you have to think about before starting on the journey of looking for a home, your dream home, is to start with your savings. You need to save money because you will need money for the down payment as well as closing costs as well.
Talking about the closing costs, because I've heard a lot about closing costs, and I know a lot of my subscribers too have heard about closing. I hear so much about closing. What does that term mean? What's closing all about?
So the closing costs is money that you have to pay out of pocket to cover things like the appraisal fee, the bank attorney's fee, the inspection, the title fee, and other things that the bank will require of you. That money comes out of your pocket. So it the last day where you get your key after the whole process of getting your home is called a closing. On that closing table, you'll be required to pay a closing cost. Usually the closing cost is about 2 to 5% of the price of the home.
So does that mean if I don't have the closing cost, I'm not gonna, like, having paid all the fees and everything, and I don't have a closing fee, are they gonna give me the house or they're not gonna give me the house?
Well, the closing cost has to be paid. There's something called a seller's concession.
Okay.
The seller's concession is when maybe you don't have enough money to cover your closing costs. There's something called a seller's concession, which we can talk about in other videos as well. Okay, so we talked about savings. The number 2 thing that you have to think about is your credit history as well. Your credit history is very important. Your credit score. The bank, if you're getting a loan from the bank, they will take a look at your credit history and your credit score. So the better your credit score, the better interest rates you will get from the bank.
So does that mean if I don't have a credit history or credit score, I can't buy a house? Is it possible?
You can still buy a house without credit. I said that if you're getting a loan from the bank, then they're going to look at your credit. But if you're buying all cash, then you wouldn't need the bank. So you can still buy a house. If your credit is bad and you want to pay all cash, by all means. And also, that brings me to the third point, which is the pre-approval and the different mortgage options that are out there. There are some mortgage options that require even low credit score, like the FHA loan. The FHA loan, your credit score could be 580 and above, they will still work with you. So in terms of pre-approval, so once you have your savings, you worked on your credit, you don't have too much debt, your debt to income ratio is not too much, then you can approach the bank for a pre-approval. The pre-approval is where you approach the bank is going to ask you for your income. They will ask you for documents, your tax return and things like that, just to certify your income and to come up with your debt to income ratio as well. And the pre-approval letter will just state to you that for example, Bank A will be able to loan you this much money, and you can start looking for a home in that range of loan that they will provide for you.
So talking about credit score, what number of credit score do you count like as a realtor? What is the very good credit score for someone to be a first time homeowner?
Well, we all know that any score above 700, you generally attract very good interest rates. But that said, even with 580, 580, you can still obtain FHA loan. There is conventional loan. Conventional loan may require higher scores, but even in the 600, you will still be able to obtain a loan. But this is America. The better your credit score, the better rates that you will get from the bank, because it proves your credit worthiness.
So let's talk about budgeting, because I know you mentioned that you need to have a good budget. So what's your take about budgeting? I'm a first time homeowner, so what should be my budget? What should be the budget of my subscribers if you really want to own a home?
So that brings us to the fourth important thing that you have to consider, right? So after you've done your savings, you've done the credit score, you are past that stage and you obtain your pre-approval from the bank. Now you have to ask yourself, how much home can I truly afford? And that comes to your question of budgeting, right? So like we said in the beginning, that you need to have enough for a down payment, you need to have enough money to cover the closing costs. So those two needs to be tied into your budget. You also need to consider how much house am I able to afford, how much home am I able to afford. If that depends on your income. You want you want your mortgage, I mean the rule is that you don't want your mortgage payment to exceed 25 to 30% of your monthly income. So you have to tie that also into your budget.
So if it passes that 25%, they're not going to approve.
Not that they will not approve. You might still find banks, out there that will be able to work with you, but it means if your mortgage payment is within 25 to 30% of your income, it's easier for you to be able to pay your mortgage.
Okay, so that brings us to talking about researching. What's the importance of researching for a home? Like, I know I want to buy a house. I know I want to be a homeowner. What's your take on researching a home?
All right, so you have to know what kind of home you want to live in, right? You want to know, so it depends on who wants, it depends on you as an individual. What are you looking for in a home, right? So some people want a place where the school district is excellent, okay? And then some people want a home where they can also get rental income. So if you're such a person, so you're going to be looking for maybe a 2-family home, 3-family home, as opposed to a single family home. Some people look at how much is my commute time. They don't want to live too far away from where they work. So those are the things you look into. What is the crime rate?
Okay.
How easy or difficult is it for me to commute? What is
That's very important.
right? What are the school ratings? What is the property taxes over there? So we know that in Long Island, Nassau County, the property tax is way higher than in the city. But at the same time, we have better schools in Nassau County. So people look at different. You have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
What do you need? So it's your need that matters, not what you think some other people are having a house. I have to get
so
a house.
You have to look inwards,
inwards. What are you looking for? Why do you want to own a home? Okay, so that's
a very good point though, because sometimes I don't even think you need to think about that. I just want to own a home. Like, I don't even think you need to think about that. I just want to own a home. But now that she has mentioned that, so we need to look into that. Now, this is a global platform. I have so many people from a lot of countries. I mean, I have subscribers from all over the world. So what's your take on international buyers? I have people from all over the world and they want to own a home in America. Is there a space for them to own a home?
Of course, this is a capitalist country. Everybody is welcome to come in and buy a home. So international buyers are not barred from owning a home. You come with your money and you buy your home.
That's good.
You come with your money, you come with your cash, you buy your home. It's a free market.
So is there like a bargaining space? Like, since I'm paying cash, can I bargain?
It's always true that cash is king. That's the saying. So if everybody likes cash, so if you bring cash, of course a lot of people will fall in line to take your money. So cash is always king. With cash, you don't need to go through all this savings, all this credit score. Of course, savings matters because you're bringing money from somewhere, right? So you don't need to go through all.
So lastly, why do we need to use a real estate agent? Like, why do we need to use you to get a house? Yes.
Okay, so that brings us to the fifth point, which is to use a real estate agent. So the real estate agent is a professional that knows real estate. They can represent the seller side or the buyer side. So for the first time home buyers, you need a real estate agent who is going to be your buyer's agent. So they will help you to put in the offer. They can also advise you. They can take you to different showings. It's not an easy task to go searching for a home by yourself. They're familiar with the community, with the market, and they are there to guide you as a professional. So that's the advantage of using a real estate agent. They are the experts in the field. They can advise you. You can ask them questions. They can help the journey to be easier for you. Okay. Thank you so much, Mrs. Joyce Faluba. So that brings us to the end of this video session. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this video. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're a new homeowner, give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.
Bye.